2026 Walnut Hill College Culinary Arts Competition. This competition is for high school seniors competing for a scholarship to Walnut Hill College. Now we are about to get formally started, so I'm going to let our Executive Vice President welcome everybody, and I'll be back on to explain what's going on. All right? Let's see if we can get this show on the road.
Good morning, ladies and gents. How are you? Nope, try again. You're about to book a compete. How is everybody? Excellent. You need an extra cup of coffee in the morning like me. So my name is Dr. Morrow. I'm the Vice President of the college. Been here for about 18 years. I also have a culinary degree from a long, long time ago, so I know what you're doing here today. This is that spatula mic he was talking about, and he asked me to use it, and as weird as it feels, I said yes. So we're just about to get started. In about 2 seconds, I'm going to invite our competitor to go over to Miss Jessica over here, and she's going to lead you upstairs. It'll take about 5 or 10 minutes to get you ready to go for the competition, and we'll get things rolling. Parents, family, friends, we'll have the competition live streaming here and here. One thing to note, we are a hospitality college, which means we teach culinary arts and pastry arts and hotel management and restaurant management. What we do not teach is technology. So when I make mistakes, just don't laugh openly at me. You can laugh behind the scenes, but don't laugh openly. I'll do my best to keep everything running. If we have any glitches, we'll get it back up and running, but that's why we have these cool little scan me cards so you can actually watch it on your phones as well. All right? Any questions? Anybody nervous?
Yes.
You better be nervous. You're about to be in a competition. Get a little nervous. It's okay to be a little nervous. All right? Miss Jessica, take your competitors.
All right.
Good luck, everybody. Family and friends, feel free to find a seat. You'll probably want to be able to direct yourself this way or that way. Here's one of our demos up here in a little while, and then we'll do the live streams on both computers.
So let's give a little bit of a recap here of what's going on. So Walnut Hill College is a hospitality-based college in Philadelphia, right in the heart of University City. We have a fantastic incoming class this start term of fall 2026. And the students that you're seeing here today are going to be members of that class, or at least they're admitted to be members of that class, all right? What they're here to do today is they're here to compete in a culinary arts competition where they get to cook a chicken dish, which we'll get into details on later. They get to cook a chicken dish that they've been given the recipe of before the competition. Now, what they're also going to do is they have to make a side dish with that chicken dish, and it comes out of a random marketplace basket. So that means that they can't really prepare for that. I'm sure some of them have. I'm sure some of them have come up with ideas and have thought this through. But in theory, that's what they're going to have to come up with on the fly today. So they've got to nail a dish that everyone else is doing, the chicken dish, and then they've got to come up with something creative, add to that process through the side dish. All right? That's kind of the outline of it. They have about 2 hours to compete. We're going to have our judges. I'm going to interview them in a little bit on this live stream, and they're going to tell you a little bit about how difficult some of these challenges are. Right now, we're going to try to get in there as they get their rules from one of our head chefs.
So I'd like to welcome you. Coming out early on Saturday morning, come play in the kitchens. Remember that this is supposed to be competitive, but it's also supposed to be fun and a growth experience for you guys. So yes, nerves are high, and that's okay. I'm still nervous. I've been doing this 25 years, and I'm still nervous every day. That's a good thing. My doctor doesn't think so. No, but seriously, like, the judges are going to be looking at, obviously, your food, your techniques, how you plate, but they're also looking at how you operate in the kitchen, your sanitation, how you interact with your co-competitors and your colleagues, your future colleagues in the business. So make sure that you're putting your best foot forward in how you operate and how you work clean, work quick, make sure your chicken's cooked. Medium rare and rare chicken is not the next food trend in the world, so let's not make that happen here. It has happened in the past, so make sure your stuff's cooked and do the best you can. We all know that you're starting out in this, and some of this is for you as a hobby, some of this is your future career. But enjoy the day, do the best you can, and thank you for coming. Also remember that many of you, or some of you, have never been in a commercial kitchen before. The stoves are different than the stoves at home. Just be careful. Don't just crank your heat and be like, okay, I'm good. You know, just assume everything's hot and be careful with each other, hot behind, sharp, coming around, use kitchen terminology like that. And that's it. Jess, do you have anything else?
Everybody take a deep breath. Let it out. Shake out the nerves. Big thing I want to point out is pay attention to your recipes. They're there for a reason, folks. Hints, hints, nudge, nudge. All right? A couple of you, you're going to see me come around or Miss Lisa come around, and we are going to tape you up because you still have some logos we got to cover. All right? So that's all I got for them. If you want to head into your kitchens, please. Yeah, kitchen door down that way. If you're general, you're here. Make sure you also get your lanyards on. You need to stop to see Miss Lisa to get your hat changed.
Chef, any words of wisdom for the folks watching at home?
Fingers crossed they don't burn or cut themselves.
They're going to be safe, folks. Don't worry. They're going to be safe.
It'll be good.
All right. Thank you so much, Chef.
pleasure.
You have a good one.
Get your lanyards on. I'm going to grab you a folder in a second. Yeah, you can.
So what's happening now is that the students are getting into their spaces. We did allow them into the kitchens prior to the competition so they could actually get a little bit of familiarity and setup. What we're going to hopefully have is our student leaders that are here to help them out. These are the students that you see in black uniforms. They're the current juniors and seniors of the college that take on leadership roles at the college. They're going to be giving the students just a little bit of a tutorial as they go through the kitchens. So we'll just see them all sort of setting up here. This is one of the 3 kitchens we're going to be using for the competition today. As you can see, they have these workstations. They'll be starting with the carrots to do knife skills, which is part of the competition. And then they'll be using these burners and stoves for their cooking and their meals. Mentioned earlier the market basket, and just as an example, this is the market basket. We hope that the students will share their different resources, but we keep it with relatively predictable produce for this level of the competition. But, all right, everybody wave to the people at home. Hi, everybody watching downstairs. Good luck, folks, all right? Enjoy yourselves.
Thank you.
Do you guys want to make sure they have a tour of where everything is in the kitchen? You can see the gentleman in the black uniform. That is one of our great student leaders walking around helping these students out. Here's another of our kitchens for the competitions. I'll be floating between the different kitchens, so if you're like, I haven't seen my child yet or the person that I'm here to support yet, don't worry. We'll be getting in and checking in throughout the 2 hours on all of the kitchens and all of the activities that they're doing. All right, this gentleman in the red and black is one of our judges going around greeting some of the students, making sure that they're excited and set up and ready to go. We're gonna cut through what's called the charcuterie room, one of the nice little backstage areas for the judges. We get them water, we get them a little bit of that, and then they're gonna be set up here, and this is our 3rd kitchen for the competition. As you can see. Did you give them a tour? Where everything is? Okay. Another market basket. These competitors waiting for the starting bell here. You guys excited? All right, wave to the families at home. All right, good stuff. So you can tell the tension is building. We do ask everybody to
Cells for to make sure that any branding from your institution is covered. To make sure you don't have any like high school related, technical related information on your person.
You may begin, folks. Knife cuts, small dice, and julienne. You have sheets on your table to direct you.
And we are looking at the clock now for the start. That is just a 9:10 start. These students are going to have about 2 hours for their competition, so we're going to be paying attention to that.
And then you have each have an extra one of these put on. All right.
So as a first step of the competition, students are doing what are called knife cuts. This is an example of what things they have to do.
on table.
So Ms. Westrat, I know that you have taught knife skills to many a student. What are we looking for in the knife skills section?
We definitely want to make sure that our work surface is steady and stable so that we don't exacerbate the chance of injuring ourselves, and we want some precision in our knife cuts today.
Okay, what do you mean by precision? How are we defining that?
We are going to be looking for some very specific measurements today, so we're doing junior and small dice, which we have provided all of our students with a handy dandy little infographic that'll tell them exactly what we're looking for. So by doing junior, we want to go 1/8 by 1/4 of an inch by 2 inches, and then we also want to do some small dice, which is 1/4 inch cubed. So we're going to be watching that pretty rigorously to make sure that they're following those standards today.
All right, as a person that has taught this, how hard is it getting to that exact standard?
It takes practice, and it takes the willingness to mess up a little bit initially to really become comfortable with it.
All right, good stuff. We're going to take a little tour as the students are working on these steps. Thank you, Ms. Westrat. And we're going to go back into one of our other kitchens here to see this process in action. Now, this is one of our student leaders. Sean, you were a former competitor. I think you won this competition back when you could win it twice. Is that correct?
No, once.
Once. Okay. All right.
In 2024.
2024. Does that make you feel old?
Yeah. Yeah.
Any advice or thoughts on what these students are going through today, having been through it not too long ago?
I know most of them are nervous, but I went into it kind of nervous, but after my knife cuts, I was fine, and I just had fun with it, and then I won the second year.
Nice. Hey, congrats.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We're going to be keeping an eye on these students throughout the process. Wait for the people at home. Are these your knife cuts?
Yep.
What do you think so far? If you're done, then I get to like kind of bother you for just a second.
I feel like I did pretty good. I definitely I'm glad that we used a more common cut, like the julienne and the small dice, because it's like I definitely feel like if we had like a broom claw or bâtonnet, it'd be a little more difficult because we don't really see those as much in the actual recipes.
All right. But you feel pretty confident in your cuts?
Oh yeah.
Good stuff. All right, I'm gonna take a little like peek at these in here.
Oh, of course.
All right. We're gonna do this without making people feel like they're falling off a cliff. That's always difficult. Cool. Takes a lot of skill to get these cuts right. Good stuff. Good luck. Yeah.
Can you pull chicken stock out and everything like that, start pulling the stuff out?
Going out in the hallway. So the students have got to bring their stuff out into the hallway with the tag. So as you can see, some of these folks are already done with their knife cuts, and I'll show you that they have to bring these out to these tables out here, and to try to keep all of the grading as objective as possible, we have the students put down a number that relates to them. That's one of the reasons why you saw us covering up all of their identifying logos and things like that, so that our judges don't have any, sense of what high school they might have come from, or whether it's a program that is more of a technical focus or not, and so that all of the judging can be done, again, as objectively as possible. And so that's why you'll see, rather than names, you'll see different numbers relating to the divisions that they're in. How's it going, Chef?
Wonderful. How are you? How's
Good.
everything? It's
Good.
seeing you. Yes,
Would you mind
yes.
introducing yourself to the folks at home?
Yes, yes. Chef Robert Parker, originally from Delaware. Now I'm located in York, Pennsylvania, at the Country Club of York. And it's always good to give back for alumni, more or less. And yeah, having a good time already. Kids are excited, especially in the division I'm doing today. And we have one more just to turn out their knife cuts. And some of them are already getting started with everything. And, not familiar with the kitchen, so now they understand their surroundings and everything. It's a great thing. Love this too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got this spatula in case you can't see it at home for everybody. That's where the microphone is. So, Chef, this is at least for me your third or fourth time doing this competition.
Yes.
Am I wrong on that?
About 6, 7 now.
6, 7.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I think COVID, a couple of years didn't have it. Yep, place it right there. So.
What are you looking for early in the competition? Obviously, looking at the knife cuts. What are you looking for out of the competitors early in the competition?
Really, just having them be relaxed, putting them at ease right now. Some of them are super nervous. Just letting them know that have fun and talking. One of the students say, "Oh, I'm not good at cutting things." I said, "Okay, well, this is how you practice." I said, "At least once a week, you're cooking dinner at home now." She just started laughing. So put her at ease. But basically right now, just seeing if they're staying with the points of safety, walking around the kitchen with their knives, kind of being a little more voiceful. And now just really the organization now and getting their mise en place ready to start for their proteins, veg, and starch. So.
All right. Thanks, Chef. I will let you get back to your actual judging responsibilities. So thank you for telling us what's going on.
Yes.
Go back to checking in our great competitors. All right, we're going to talk to Liv Bond. Liv is one of our current, you're still a freshman, which is remarkable. You're a student helper today, but you've been a competitor in the past, correct?
Yeah, I did this last year.
All right, so what are these competitors going through right now?
It's terrifying. I won't lie. I even went to a tech school and it was still terrifying for me. And these kids are from regular high schools. Like the courage that they're showing and just being here is leaps and bounds ahead of where they need to be right now. I think that it really sets you up to do really well when you get to this school. And on top of that, scholarships are nice.
They are. Thank you so much, Liv,
Yeah.
for all the help you're giving today. And yeah, hopefully you're not as nervous as you were last year.
Absolutely not. I'm sure they are though.
All right, you looked over at us here. Are you confident? How are you feeling?
Relatively confident, you know. I'm enjoying myself, you know, cooking is fun, you know. Good thing to remember is everyone here is just as nervous as I am. So I'm just here to show what we can do.
All right. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Why don't you introduce yourself to the folks at home?
I'm Jalen Sanderson.
All right.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Mount Airy, Philadelphia.
Nice. Nice.
Local.
Yeah. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Enjoy it. We're gonna check in on one of the other kitchens as they're going on.
Just the two were missing from the technical side of things.
Oh, see, we got the judges here already breaking hearts, setting people up for success. How you feeling, Chef?
We're feeling good. I'm happy to be back. How you doing?
Good. Why don't you introduce yourself to the folks that aren't as lucky as I am to know you?
Everyone should be as lucky. Are they watching us downstairs?
They are.
Hey guys. Chef Simon here. From South Jersey. Been a chef for almost 16, actually just a little over 16 years now. Super excited to be back. This is my third time being back judging. It's so funny that you can hear crickets in the kitchen, and there actually probably is crickets in the kitchen actually. But it's so quiet in there, they're so focused. But look at this. I mean, they're so good so far. But yeah. Oh wait, I'm not talking to this.
You are. You're good. No, you got.
Ask me anything. What do you need to know?
Chef, well, I've been asking, what's your advice at this early part of the competition? What's your advice to these students as you're going around?
Take your time, but not, take your time and hurry up kind of thing. Don't be too long. Don't spend an hour. If you don't have an hour, don't spend an hour doing your julienne. Focus, have fun, breathe, stretch, shake, let it go. And just have fun. I always tell these guys to have the best time, and you're gonna look back. She was here, you did this
2 years
2
ago.
years ago. She was so nervous. I think I remember you being, now look, she's judging.
Now she's judging.
This
Now,
is so cool.
She's one of our leading students. She's a student leader. She's phenomenal, and she's stepping into a judging role. It's awesome.
Talk about full circle.
Absolutely.
I'm excited.
Thank you, Chef. We'll come back and bother you for a little more insights. Is there anything else you want to share right now?
Just good luck to everyone. This is so much fun.
This is a man that loves the camera.
Just make me look thin.
Yeah, make you look thin. We'll work on that. We'll work on it. We got the post-production on it. Don't worry. Good luck. Emma, I'm going to come around and get you at some point later on, all right? That was the wonderful Miss Courtney Cates walking through the frame. An incredible member of our enrollment team, also an alumni of the college.
So I was told that you guys are trying to question me about the sizes. Lucy has created for me as possible to be everybody. You guys are doing whatever sizes you want to do. Lucy has created as possible. So yeah, you know, after you two, I like when you guys use a couple exercises. So I'm not gonna lie, I think it's pretty cool. But like, you know, a full meal is like protein, carbs, and connection. So if you can squeeze all that in there, I think I love when you guys do that.
As you can see, I'm not sure you can hear that, but Chef is giving a little extra coaching as he's going around, trying to be a supportive judge, giving some guidance.
So remember I told you about that rocket launcher? See how I have my full control? Yeah, because you were kind of cutting me off. You kind of want to cut like a piece of so you can kind of, right? What's your name again? Biagio. Biagio. That's an Italian restaurant. I said, where you going to dinner? We're going to Biagio. Like, is there a Biagio? If not, I need to go there.
If not, they need to go there.
Biagio.
Yeah. Or Biagio is going to open it for you, and he can welcome you to his restaurant in just a couple of years, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Biagio. I love that. So many memories in this kitchen. You know, we haven't been back in this kitchen in a while.
Okay.
So this is like, you know, this is really bringing me back. So I actually, I graduated in 2010. So I started in 2009. My first class was here. It was knife cuts, and we were doing fresh potato. We were doing French fries. So we had to cut the potatoes, and right here, there was a big pile of oil. When you do fresh French fries, you have to cut them, soak them in water, kind of let the starch out, and then you put them in the oil. Well, I did not dry the potatoes off. I just dumped them right in, and I literally caused the biggest fire here. I almost burned the screw down.
Okay, good.
So-
This is what we want to tell people. You've gotten better since then,
So
right,
look,
Chef?
I've gotten better since then. Look at me now. But it happened right here. It's like I haven't been back here since.
Okay.
So
We may not have let you back here since then. We may have to move you out of this kitchen, Chef.
So that, yeah, it's just yeah. Anyway, full circle. I'm here. It's not happening anymore.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. We've learned the important lesson of don't burn the restaurant down. Is that?
Burn the restaurant down.
That's good. That's good. We're gonna bring that one back and put it on a T-shirt. Thank you.
But no, I mean, it just brings back so many memories. It was right here. These kitchens haven't changed at all.
Still turning out incredible chefs, and hopefully this is the next generation. All right, let's go check in on the other competitors in some of the other rooms. Chef's still working hard on the grading out here.
Yes.
Early's results here.
Yes, yes.
Starting to see the burners get into use with prep moving into quote unquote cooking at this point. For those keeping track on home, we are about a half hour into the competitive time, which means that they are about 25% of the way through their competitive time. That's why they've finished their knife cuts, they're moving into their prep, they're moving into their prep on their chicken, on their sides, the idea and the vision of their dishes starting to come together as they put them into pieces and for the final product eventually. But they got to use all of that time and make the best use of it.
Your numbers are going to be coming back to you to be used for your turnout and line cuts, folks. Hold on to them for your turnout of your final 2 plates. Also, don't forget, clean as you go.
Let's take a look at what they have on the burners here, just for a little sneak peek. Ooh, looking like we got some stuff going on in there. Looks like water. Check in on our third kitchen as well.
I don't play anymore. I stay active. But I win. Yeah. I'm a fan. Yeah. Last year, middle one is there. That's where I was last year. College House Bar and the 100 here.
What's the one that? I see where.
But clearly working hard in this kitchen, so let's go check on some of the others just to make sure that they're also working hard and keeping up. As you can see, all of the knife cut stuff was assessed by the judges, and then we use those scraps for stock. And here we go, back into the main one of the other 3 main kitchens here. And we got a lot of activity at the burners. And you're starting to get that wonderful smell of incredible, incredible food being made by these young people. Ms. Westrat,
Yes.
what are we seeing at this point here in the process?
Everybody's looking very good. It looks like we are all displaying good chicken cooking techniques so far. So we're going to keep an eye on that, make sure that everything is completely above board and serve safe certified. But everyone's looking very good.
It's good. That's good stuff. Look at that delicious chicken. Ooh. Sorry. I didn't mean to get in your way earlier, videoing you.
That seems to be I was on that station and you were right in front of the whole time.
As one of our former competitors, encourages to pointing out, the students that end up on the edges tend to end up in the video more. So there's a parent that's like, why is my kid not eating? If they're right in the middle, a little harder for me to be right in their face while they're cooking. And for those that are getting me as close to them and getting featured too much, I do apologize if I'm getting in your way. We do our best to tell the students that they are the priority and that they should just move me out of the way as I try to get good shots of them doing and competing in this great competition. Ms. Westrat, did you want to tell people what the correct way to move someone in a kitchen was?
Oh, you definitely want to communicate, i.e. number 5. Behind hot, behind shop, not go on get.
Which is what you just told them to do.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I told them to tell me to go on get, so that's fine. But they definitely want to communicate in a professional manner about behind hot and shop.
The kitchen safety is always paramount. Always we want to make sure that everybody is as safe as possible. Kitchens have lots of moving pieces. They have lots of people doing their absolute best, not just in a competition, but at any point in time. And so communication is incredibly, incredibly important.
Remember, folks, ingredients are shared in here. Don't have like full containers of salt, or pepper, or the mustard on your plate. Take a little bit what you need and put it back so everybody has access to it.
As one of our Miss Doherty, who has helped run this competition for a number of years, is pointing out, these students have to cooperate. There are the market basket of products. There's obviously dry goods throughout the kitchen and things like that, but they do still need to make sure that they are sharing and being considerate of others. Part of hospitality, if you're working behind the scenes and if you're providing service to anyone, to your colleagues, to people in the general public, is that you must be hospitable. And so we look for teamwork and the ability to work well in and amongst other people, even in a busy environment like this.
Oh, look at this. What is this? What is this? Feeling lucky? Are you feeling lucky?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. This is fantastic.
She's feeling lucky.
This is good stuff. This is good stuff. I like it. I like it.
All right, okay. She's feeling lucky, guys. We got a little competition up in here. All right, so like,
All right, gentlemen. You both are histories here. Come on there. Tell us any thoughts. You guys have been watching. You guys aren't judging. You guys are helping out. So tell me what any early thoughts, any impressions?
Come on, you guys. Yeah, I just got here. Yeah, you've been here. I haven't said my thought.
It looks like we got some strong competitors this year.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Looking forward to having them on campus with you. Or are they going to feel threatened?
No, we'll have a year.
will you start one more year?
Yeah, we graduate next July.
Oh, you've been here forever.
Forever.
Well, I mean, seems like
this
forever.
is our 4th year in this competition.
That's true. That's true. And I think I judged him 3 years.
Yeah. Those two gentlemen were back when the competition used to be able to do it for 2 years. You'd be able to do it as junior and a senior. We've now restricted it to just seniors in high school being able to compete. And so some of them are very familiar with our judges. That's why they come back and help, because they're not only, they're alumni of these competitions and they know how hard it can be.
All right, so now, remember what I was saying? So you gotta hear that. Hear that? What that sizzle? I've got it. That sizzle, kind of, and that's when it creates that golden brown crust. I'm like, don't move it. I don't do too much. So, want somebody got thrown in the stock pot or something.
Yeah. So that sound was our overhead fans turning on to cool down the kitchen a little bit for our competitors as they're heating it up with their great food and great work. But yes, it did sound like the terrifying sound coming. Yeah. That's- Oop. Sorry for the waving there, folks. Try to keep this as steady as possible for you.
That's the time.
Chef is checking on how many people were watching at home. We've had about 45 to 50 live stream followers throughout the time. That's great. We've had a couple of people putting some encouraging comments in the chat.
I was just going to tell you, I love when you're encouraging. Who are you encouraging?
Me.
Yeah, you guys, I love that. Anyway, I might even give you a little extra. I just love that. I mean, that was the best. That made my day. Seriously. She was.
Oh, look at this. Yeah. So, Chef, what were you seeing there?
One of the competitors was just encouraging her friend over here, and it just touched me. I mean, I love that. A little softy. And that matters when you're in the kitchen, you're working under pressure. You know, a little bit of encouragement helps, you know? And she was confident enough to kind of just say, hey, you got this. And made my day. I love that.
Love that. That help you feel better?
Yeah, I feel great.
All right. The spirit of hospitality alive and well, even while competing there, right? Loving all the encouraging comments in the chat here on the live stream from families and friends. We got some family and friends watching in the bistro downstairs. We know that. We got some people watching, it seems, from home. That's phenomenal. We love it. We love it. It's a great way to join in and support these great students as they are working hard. As you can see, these folks never stop at any point in time. They're always on the move, always thinking, always being creative, and always working hard.
By the way, just a little suggestion. Next door is one of the competitors was, when they went to go see their chicken, she put it in a cold pan. Heat up your salsa pan, let it get smoking hot, put a little fat, a little oil in it, and then sear your chicken. Because you do want that golden brown first, especially if you have your skin on. A little suggestion.
See, even in a competition, there's always learning to be done. Chef giving some pointers to everyone so that it's fair, that everybody's getting the advice, but just making sure that everybody's doing the best that they can and using the best techniques. An important check-in on the time here.
You have an hour and 3 minutes, folks. An hour and 3 minutes until time is up.
All right,
Don't forget, it's 2 plates.
This is Miss Jessica Doherty.
Hello.
Now, Jessica, you have been involved in the competitions for longer than I'm allowed to say on camera. Is that fair?
Yeah, about 10 years now. This is my 10th year, about the 6th year of overseeing them.
All right. What's anything stand out this year? Anything that you want to comment on for this year's competitors?
A lot calmer than I've seen in years past. They've come in a little bit more relaxed and not so freaked out and in their heads about it.
That's great. That's good stuff. We're seeing a really good crop. Any advice that you'd be given to families or the students in the future?
Have the passion and the commitment to do this because it is a great, great industry to be a part of, and there's nothing like it in the world.
Phenomenal. Thank you, Miss Doherty.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. Miss Doherty is one of the behind-the-scene engines behind events like this. So there's a phenomenal team here at the college. I'm just ducking in on this kitchen for just a moment before we go back to the other first kitchen. I like to do them in orders. But behind the scenes, you're seeing, again, students, you're seeing chefs, you're seeing staff that help prepare these events and work so incredibly hard to make this an enjoyable and thrilling experience for these students. But again, I can talk about the staff all day, but here's what we're really here to talk about is the students. And as we duck back into this kitchen, you can see them. They're working incredibly hard. Look at the skills that they already have. It's amazing to see the growth that they will go through after they attend the college and start to build their skills even more. But what these students are coming in from, what they're learning in their high schools, what they're learning in their home kitchens is phenomenal and is on clear display here today. Shot down here of all these side-by-side phenomenal. So you can see the speed and the pace starting to pick up, right? It was quiet, it was calm, people were doing great during the knife cuts early on, but we are just over 50% of the way through this competition. And so these students are, again, 50% of the way through the time that they have to cook 2 servings of this beautiful, beautiful chicken dish. We'll get one of the chefs to describe the dish that they're actually making and come up with their on-the-spot created sides for that dish. So 50% of the time, meaning in many ways that's a lot of time, but as we all know, time slips by so quickly. So again, you're seeing the pace start to pick up as these students are really starting to rock and roll in these kitchens. So I'm going to ask Miss Westratt. I think you're a veteran of this. What is the chicken dish, Miss Westratt, that they're actually cooking here today? That's the big thing. I said it's one we do almost every year for this competition. So what is it?
So we're producing chicken dijonnaise today with our competitors. So chicken dijonnaise is a very traditional French recipe that's going to demonstrate a lot of skills and techniques. So we want to ensure that they are able to do some very traditional knife cuts, like we're going to be doing some NCA. We want to ensure that our chicken is cooked to correct internal temperature. So we're going to be ensuring that our competitors are maintaining a safe chicken cooking standard whilst replicating a very traditional recipe in our French cuisine. So they'll be producing a sauce supreme, which is one of a derivatives of our mother sauces. So they'll not only be producing a standard chicken dish, but be showing technique with some more traditional recipes, i.e. our mother sauces.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So trying to give you guys a little bit of the insight behind the scenes on what's going on with these different things that they're preparing. All right, we'll check in on, again, just another one of the kitchens here as we go through. We got our great enrollment team here working hard. Look at that, everybody waving, helping out these great students. Fantastic. All right, again, more of that sneak behind the scenes, the engine that keeps us going throughout all of these great competitions and throughout the year. So this is Emma. We stuck it on her earlier, but you are a current student leader. You are a past competitor. Tell us, what are you seeing in this part of the judging process?
I'm seeing a lot of people getting like their sauces on and having those going. I've seen some messy stations a little bit. I think so far they're doing pretty well at cleaning as they go. There's not too much piled up anywhere. And they all seem really calm, so I think that's really great.
Were you this calm during the competition?
On the outside, on the inside I was like freaking out, but it was definitely in the end, it was so much better than I thought it was.
All right. Any advice? I feel like they have 50% of their time left, about an hour left. Any advice as they go into this home stretch?
I think making sure they have as much ready and prepared to plate up and keep their stations organized at the same time is the best thing they can do, as well as like making sure they're still maintaining proper sanitation, proper temperatures for their proteins and stuff like that. I think that's the most important thing we can be doing right now.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Emma. Good to see you. Good luck with your judging. It's a great great opportunity to get some of our senior students involved to understand, obviously as a competitor, this is one experience, but as a judge, it's another. It helps them, I think, understand what people are looking for even when they go off and do competitions after the end of their career. And so it's a good opportunity to get them involved and really assessing the development of their students. So much of our program has our students, our senior students, particularly our student leaders, as Emma is one of them, guiding and mentoring and giving support to the students throughout the program. Because in hospitality, again, it's all about giving back. It's all about working together collegially, developing each other's skills, because a kitchen, a hotel, any operation is only as good as all of its members. And so we need to see that spirit all the way through. And we're even seeing that in a competition that is an individual competition. You've seen students giving each other motivation and encouragement and helping out and finding stuff for each other. So it's incredible to see even a competitive environment where you're seeing students really demonstrating that spirit of hospitality. I'm sorry. And apparently I picked the wrong place to stand, so I'm going to get out of some students' way here as we try to get a different angle on these workspaces and how they're going. See from these workspaces, cleaning as you go is so incredibly important because there's just always something going on a workspace. So you got to be doing a whole bunch of different things. Got to be transitioning from raw chicken to vegetables and things like that. So these students are really working hard not only to produce the food, but to keep their spaces clean as they go along. Let's see, one of the students here cleaning up a space already. That's not the end of it. It's just a transition, right? How much of your cooking do you think is cleaning versus how much of your cooking is cooking?
How much of my cooking?
How much of your effort ends up being cleaning versus how much is actually cooking?
Like 90.
90% is cleaning? Enjoying yourself so far?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
All right.
Feel all right? Feeling confident? Good stuff. Good luck.
Thank you.
Just wash the spoons. I will say, having watched a few of these competitions every year, this group as a whole is pretty darn confident. We've been seeing people moving with confidence in the kitchen, keeping focus on what they're doing. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing.
You're doing amazing?
Yeah, I'm doing amazing.
All right, tell the people who you are.
I'm Ryan.
Okay.
And Coleman. I go to St. George's No Tech.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, how's the competition going so far?
Oh, it's going great. I'm having so much fun.
All right.
Yeah.
What? Can you give us a little hint? What's your side going to be?
What's my side? It's going to be Rochambeau's Pomme Purees.
Okay, and for those of us that don't speak French, what was that?
Potato dish with 2 parts potato to 1 part butter.
That sounds delicious.
Oh, they're phenomenal.
That sounds delicious. Well, I don't want to get in your way. Look, you feeling good about the competition?
I'm feeling great.
This is good. You look confident. You look smooth. It's going good.
Thank you.
All right, let's go check in on the third kitchen here. How you doing? Oh, sorry folks. A little swingy as we get around here. Let's get a little tuck in here as they're stepping away. Ooh, look at that sizzle. I know it's early in the process, friends, but the smell is phenomenal in this room as we're starting to get all these chicken dishes coming together and these sides.
I don't need to hear it.
Thank you.
45 minutes, folks. 45 minutes.
We're good at that time check here, friends. 45 minutes until the end of the competition. Again, this time goes fast, particularly that last half hour. Students always feel like they're doing well, and they usually are, but that last half hour, it sneaks up on you. So we're about 15 minutes away from what I would say starts to feel like it's crunch time around here. But again, you're starting to feel the energy pick up. You're starting to feel the pace pick up for a lot of these students. It is starting to get to the home stretch here. on what we just saw.
45
Miss.
minutes. 45 minutes. Yes.
45 minutes, folks. 45 minutes. Make sure when you clean up your stuff, you also put it back when it's dry.
What we're watching Miss Westrat do right now is she is temping various pieces of chicken the students have cooked. We're going to get her view on this. Miss Westrat, real quick, what are you looking for when you're temping these chicken?
I'm looking for a temperature of 165 degrees for at least 10 seconds on each chicken breast.
And why is that so important?
Chicken is historically known to contain higher levels of bacteria. Not necessarily every chicken breast, but it is something that we can find salmonella in. But salmonella will die at 165, so we want to ensure that our chicken is safe to consume.
Fantastic. Thank you, Miss Westrat.
Liv, you can competition. Why don't you share your screen?
Can you get him next?
We are going to talk to some of the current students. We're going to go try Aiden again. Aiden, the last time we interviewed him, looked at me and he goes, I don't know what to say. This is a man that never stops talking in any other situation. So,
What are you talking
so Aiden, any thoughts now? We are a little, we're almost in the last half hour here of the competition. So they got 40 minutes left or so. What are these students looking for in that home stretch?
Just like keeping their head in the game, not like overthinking anything. Honestly, it's really good to stay focused even at like the last part of it. I feel like that's the most important part actually. Just making sure to stay through until the end and just don't mess up on anything. You know, it's really easy. Just don't mess up on anything.
That's your advice in all of life. Don't mess up on stuff. Do you remember your nerves when you got to that home stretch? Do you remember feeling any nerves at the end?
Oh, 100%. I was so nervous, but I mean, you just like keep your head up. Just don't give up. I mean, what's the point? You came here to win, so win.
All right, nice, wise words from Aiden. Thank you so much for being with us.
Happy to be here.
See here, our students giving each other a hard time, talking about who likes to talk the most. You know what? I always find the student that wants to make fun of other people for talking the most is usually the one that also talks the most. But we love that. Again, whether they're students or whether they're in the kitchen, you got to talk, got to communicate, got to be clear, and that's just part of life, but it's also a huge, huge part of hospitality. Workstations coming together. You can see the students are also temping their chicken, as Ms. Westrat was doing. Of course, the chefs themselves, they need to do it, not just the judges. Just trying to make sure that all of her food is safe to consume, and then, of course, is delicious. also see the judges using disposable tasters to get a sense of the dishes as they are coming together. Helps them to understand not only the process that they're witnessing, but of course as the flavors are coming together from these young chefs. Go into one of the other kitchens. We'll get the view from the charcuterie room. Chef is on the other side of the glass, so we can't quite hear what he's telling, but, you know, he's building up these competitors. This room is definitely full of some confident competitors, and it is fun to watch them work. Sorry about that, folks, for the Sorry, Chef. Thank you. Showing any updates on what's going on in here?
Nothing much. A lot of the students are, well, how many students? I do not know. A lot of the students are finishing up their side dishes, starting to cook their chicken, so it's going smoothly.
It's going smoothly?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you this question because I feel like I'm seeing it. This group as a whole just seems to be very confident and very smooth.
Yeah.
Do you think, are you getting the same impression?
Oh, yeah. These students they're very focused and being very quiet about everything. So, yeah, they got a lot of confidence right now.
You got a lot of confidence. It's a good group. It's a good group. Each of the kitchens I keep going into, I'm not seeing anybody looking lost. I'm not seeing anybody looking overmatched by the moment. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. These kids are very confident right now.
Do you think? I don't think your competitor, you're the other competitors, your year were as calm and collected as this group.
Some of us were, some of us were not.
We're not
at all. Nope.
I think you're always calm and collected, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like to stay calm, cool, and collected. It's just who I am, and it helps me perform at my greatest.
All right. It's a good skill to have.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
I love that.
All right, Chef. What are we looking at? What are we looking at? You're telling me to come over here. I'm going to give you the microphone so you can go over there and take us on a tour. Oh, I'm sorry.
Look at it. I'm so happy with this. Look at the color of that chicken.
Oh, look at that. That is gorgeous.
Gorgeous. You were killing it. I love that. I've always said, flavor in the brown. And I'm not just talking about me. I'm really talking about the food, I promise. But that is good. What a little suntan on your chicken.
Little suntan on the chicken. I like that. I like that. Oh, all right. See, these students are communicating and telling us to get out of their way. That is the best part of being safe in the kitchen. Absolutely. This group is looking good, Chef. What do you think?
You know what? In the beginning, it was very quiet, very focused. Almost a little too focused. I think a couple of them started to kind of zone out a little bit. But talkative and communicative. They're very, you can see the passion that's coming out because they don't have that much time, but crunch time, you can just smell it literally. So it's cool to see how they started versus like how they are now. Just like these guys are so cool.
This is awesome. This is awesome. And we are looking at.
Gotta watch out for Izzy over there with that chicken. when the chicken was sitting colors, that's you know it's gonna be good. Right?
That's how it's gonna be tasty. You're gonna get that crunch, right? You're gonna get that crunch when you bite into it in that way.
You want the golden brown without the short spots, but like just these guys are killing it.
That's awesome. Oh. See, yeah, no, the speed in this room is starting to pick up. As you can see, these students starting to push us around in a good way. In a good way. Again, that's the whole point. You got to communicate. You got to make your clear path through, and so you can get to your dishes as they are in timing. And we're getting close to that final half hour here. We're only a couple minutes away from that final half hour. Again, that can sound like a lot of time, but when you're in a competition, that last half hour will go quick. Slide down here, get a little look at what's going on in these pans down here. This. I don't know if you caught it in the edge of this camera. My apologies. I should have caught it. There was teamwork going on. Somebody needed something from their own station while they were holding the oven open, and they just asked for it. Because that's what, again, teamwork, hospitality, working together, understanding, even in a competitive environment, everybody here to help each other, wanting to push them to be each other's best. We have a student here doing a technique that I, as not a culinary mastermind, is not as familiar with. But we're going to have to come back and check in on exactly what role that setup will play in his cooking. All right, look again at these workstations, and I'm going to try to stay out of the line of fire quite literally. A little glimpse on what's going on in there. Everybody looking happy though. And I'm going to go check in on another kitchen here, just to get us a little variety on what's going on. Ooh, look at those. Gotta step in on the beans. They look great. They look great. You enjoying it? You enjoying it? Feeling good? Feeling confident?
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right. Good stuff.
30 minutes, folks. 30 minutes. When you are done, make sure you either grab one of me, Miss Barnaby, or Miss Kate, or Sean. The 2 plates, you have to figure out which one do you want to go in front of the judge.
The time check here, friends. The time check. Look at that. There is literally 30 minutes left in this competition. Turnout, where these students have to present their dishes to the judges. is at 11:15. That is 30 minutes from now. This is officially the home stretch.
I know, it's all, I'm good. I'm trusting. All I hear, and it's actually for me, it's better. I don't know. But like, yeah.
Good. How about yourself? Am I in your way?
No, not at all.
All right. Want to tell us your name and where are you coming from?
I'm Jaden Lansdale. I'm from Westchester. I go to TCHS Brandywine, and I've been in the culinary program for 3 years now.
Nice, nice. All right, what's your side going to be today?
So today I made a roasted mashed potatoes as well as a roasted broccoli to go with, because I feel like those would go really well just like in the sauce that the chicken's made in. And so that's why I just chose to do those two.
All right, good stuff. I don't want to distract you too much. I'm sorry. Good luck. You looking calm and collected and confident. You feeling good?
I was a little stressed earlier, but now I feel like I got this. I feel like everything's coming together a little more.
Nice, nice. Well, good luck. Good luck. I will jump out of your way.
Thank you so much.
Make sure when they're starting to turn out, the sauces, but it's when they're done. This way. Great job. Did they have the numbers? Yeah, like we did for the sheet tray. Like
All right.
we got them lined up by
Let's go see what we can see in some of our other kitchens here. When we get to the final 15 minutes, I'm gonna try to keep moving a little bit more between the kitchens. I always try to give equal time to as many of the competitors as I can, just to make sure that we get everybody a good shot and families able to see these students doing their incredible work they're doing today. But we're gonna try to keep it moving a little bit more. Now that 15-minute block is coming up. We're about 10 minutes away from that, but still, we're in the closing half hour of this competition. And again, we're starting to see things come together. You're seeing some of these students already turning out some of their food. The closing 15 minutes, you don't even need the closing 15 minutes. Look at that confidence from some of these folks. They are just absolutely outstanding folks. But you can also see other people are already making sure that their stations are cleaned up. Part of the judging is your ability to operate in the kitchen, and that includes make sure that your workstation is clean and sanitary throughout the process, but is also cleaned up. We want to make sure that we find the kitchens as clean as we found them whenever we were working in them. One, common courtesy, again, an element of hospitality, but two, a really important part of this team approach to sanitation. Absolutely gorgeous looking meals coming together, these early plating examples.
Don't forget to put your dishes away when you're done cleaning up.
Chef, any words here as we get into the closing bit of this competition?
Yes,
1 second. Hold on.
everyone survived.
Everyone survived. All right, well, we're almost there, right? We're almost there.
Yes, and everyone did well. Their composure has been awesome, and they're having fun. You know, they really loosened up very well, and now we're ready for checking on plate presentation, taste, all the wonderful things that we love and Adir become accustomed to. So they're having fun. They're really having fun.
All right.
So yeah, we're ready.
All right. I appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, one last thing. What are you looking for in this final pull together? What's the last things that you're watching out for?
Again, we're going to definitely make sure that the poultry, that the protein is cooked to the doneness, 165. Things are hot. They had a starch and veg of choice, so portion control, look for portion control. And then again, just the technique, really watching everyone's technique that is in the actual recipe.
Tables need to be wiped down.
And then it actually comes to the sauce and everything to that. So we're going to check for, make sure it's nappe. And then just season right. A lot of them have been tasting their product while they were cooking. And also to make sure that the plate's hot. Who wants a cold plate served to them? So all those wonderful things. We're about to, so every time they turn a plate out, here on our back table, I just go over and touch the plate, make sure they place all the food on a cold plate. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Chef.
You're welcome.
All right. We're going to go check in on another one of the kitchens here. right, folks, that is officially under 15 minutes left in this competition. that is where we're at. We are at under 15 minutes. Again, in that kitchen that we were in a little bit earlier ago, you already saw people are already starting to turn out. But we have other competitors that are going to use all of the time allotted to themselves. There is no advantage to finishing early. There's no advantage to finishing right on the dot at the end. The goal is to turn out the best dish that you can within the allotted time. So we're seeing everyone take different strategies, different approaches to this. But what we're seeing is these students really maximizing their skills, maximizing their time and ingredients. And we're seeing a whole bunch of creativity coming out. We're going to take a tour at some point of the turned out dishes to really see the absolute variety in the number of side dishes that they are doing.
A little more pepper. Spice it up a little bit. It's crunch time.
We're in the closing 15 minutes, right? We were in the closing 15 minutes. You can start hearing in the background the people calling out the time more consistently. You know, as we tick down, 13 minutes left for these great competitors.
Like the color, like this. So what's going on back there?
As you can see, plating is an art unto itself. All the final presentation of all of that hard work these students have done over the course of the competition. These are not finished products yet, but look at that art coming together. Different looks on the plates. It's incredible. So let's start. We're going to start switching a little bit more frequently, seeing if we can catch students as they're starting to turn out. Look, we've already got a plate over here for one of the judges to look at. That's already an early turnout. Look at that gorgeous brown on that chicken. Fantastic. Starting to watch over here. Look, you got a whole early turnout here from this kitchen down at the end. We're looking at all of these different creative choices. Not only the plate design, but of course the different sides that these students are doing. All of them look incredibly delicious. With this very different way of presenting it, interesting way to do that. That gorgeous black plate, the offsetting of the food and the balance of the asparagus. Again, a nice crisp char also in the middle of that chicken. Phenomenal work. All of these students, look at this. This is just one beautiful dish after another by these great competitors. Phenomenal work. Judge, it looks like you got your work cut out for you. It's going to be a tough one.
They've done a great job today, so I did a lot of notes and chicken scraps, so now I have to make it a bit more presentable for the judging. But I've definitely got my work cut out today.
Looks good. I'm a little jealous you get to eat all of that chicken. I'm jealous of that. Good some of these students here. This kitchen, man, they were really ahead in this group. This is phenomenal work. Look at these. Look at this. Look at that workspace. That is one of the things we look for. Again, as a competitor, it's not just the final product with the food. It's the final product in the kitchen. And that means, look at these phenomenal workspaces being cleaned up. I know that sounds weird for me to like be such a focus on, but workspace cleanup is a part of the judging. And it's a part of being in a kitchen and cooperating and keeping the kitchens safe and healthy. Chef, man, take a look at that. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous.
They did good. Awesome sear. High heat. I was watching them sear this chicken. Quick potato. Seasoning was great. He actually he glazed his pan. Took up all that fond off the bottom of his pan. And what he did when he took the chicken skin, it actually made a chip out of that by cooking at high heat under a wire wrap, and I use that as a garnish. Nice looking plate.
That is a beautiful plate. Thank you, Chef, for that description. Thank you. All right, I'm going to jump in here. What do you think? How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel I'm confident. You know, this is definitely the best one out of all the times I've practiced. So
That's good. Hey, you're peaking at the right time, as they say.
Exactly.
All right. Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
All right. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Nervous, but good luck. Now clean up.
Extra number?
Yeah, the little loose one that I gave you. You already put it out there?
Okay. Sorry, Chef. Again, this kitchen way ahead of the curve here. We've got stepping into some other kitchens to see folks that are still using all of the time that is allotted to them. Again, no advantage to finishing early. It just, the time is your time to use as a competitor. Always a choice how much you want to put in, right? Plates are looking beautiful. All right, friends, we're going to back out and not make people nervous with the camera. That is the goal, not make people nervous. What was that, Jess? It wasn't quite loud enough.
5 minutes!
Jess is an expert at making sure that everyone can hear her in the kitchen, which is an important, again, we've talked about communication all day. It's an important skill. These competitors have only 5 minutes left for them to be able to finalize their turnout, finalize their plate designs. All right, with 5 minutes left, we're going to go check on the third kitchen here. See how they're doing. Again, that first kitchen, all of that group is done technically ahead of time. That is incredible work by them. But we are seeing incredible art coming together in these dishes in each of these kitchens.
And the booklets are yours to keep.
Ooh, can I get a quick shot of your fantastic work? Ooh, look at that. That is phenomenal. That looks absolutely gorgeous. Good luck. Look at you. Oh, there. Wait. Yep, pause just for a second. We're going to get some good shots of that. Now I want to get you. Nice job. Nice job. Feeling good?
Yes, I'm feeling great.
And we have another turnout going on right in front of us. Let me just get a quick glimpse of that. Look at that, folks. As it goes by, it looks phenomenal. All right, we're gonna go check in on the other kitchen, see how things are developing. Look at this. All of these platings are looking great as they have come out.
Wait, sweetheart, over here. You're down here. You're technical. Where's your number? Yeah, we have to put this in the order. So we'll grab your number. Okay, all right. Wait, do you have your number? Yeah. Make sure it's in the order. Here we go. So it's the animated. Here we go. Yeah, follow Aiden will take some pictures. Here, follow that group right there.
Look at this
Yeah, that's the
phenomenal work.
photographer.
Look at this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just need 12. You're right there.
What about the one over there?
But no, you can grab that one and go into the, get a picture, and then it goes down for display.
Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that gorgeous plating.
What number is that? One?
These are phenomenal.
Did you get your picture taken yet? We'll go next door and get a picture taken, please. Guys, we should be wrapping up.
All right. We're starting to see the kitchens empty as people have really started to turn out. We really have hit the mark with so many of these turnouts. It's incredible. We've got a couple of competitors still finishing up.
2 minutes, folks. 2 minutes. We got it. Which one do you want to go for the judges? Which one's going for the judges? If you think would be the best taste and watch, you're going to be such a boat. Yeah, okay. So then you're just going to go right next door and see Miss Kate, and she's going to take a picture, and then you're going to put it on display. Alright? You'll be...
Wait, is that one for the presentation?
No, this one is going in front of the judges. Alright, so you're going to go next door and take a picture, and then they're going to take it downstairs, put it on display, and then you're going to come up and clean it. You got 1 minute, sweetheart.
There's a little tension build here. The last minute of the competition. Things are coming together. 1 minute left, waiting on this chicken to fully come together. Duck in on this kitchen, just see. Ooh.
The judges are here.
Oh, can I see that turnout real quick? Look at that. Look at those carrots. Phenomenal.
You're gonna follow Michael.
All right. This is one of the ones we saw earlier with the chicken skin as a garnish. Phenomenal look. Creative platings on each of these absolutely gorgeous work by these students. Incredible. Look at that.
3 things out of 20, so basis 6.5
These
but I figure
choices. And we are starting to see the judges already demolishing these.
5.
All that hard work ends up in somebody being able to try it and eat it. That is the whole goal of this, right? Culinary arts is about inciting people with taste flavors. And as our students gather here in this, they're doing their final turnout with a photo. Hey guys, how you doing? Everybody enjoying themselves? You good? Good. All right. Everybody feeling good? All right. Everybody give me a thumbs up as they go by. There you go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Congratulations. Congrats. Ooh, I want to see your turnout there. What does it look like? Where are we looking at? Oh, I like the, what is that fried potatoes? What are we looking at for the sides?
We have grilled cauliflower and broccoli, and then that's palm stolfi. That's a pat of choux and potato.
Pat of choux and potato. All right. Phenomenal work. Good stuff, man. All right. What about you? Tell me about your dish a little bit here.
Well, we got our chicken.
Okay.
And our potatoes. I was going to do some Greek style type potatoes, but we didn't have any lemons.
Okay.
So swapped out for some white wine vinegar, some olive oil in there, parsley, shallots, a little bit of soy sauce, salt, pepper, garlic, and yeah.
All right. Sounds phenomenal. Sounds phenomenal. Nice job in there. Really nice job. Good work.
I'm going to find one of my students to walk you guys down. It's time check for 1 minute.
All right. Again, we're just going to duck into these kitchens.
Some students down. It's a great status. Thank you.
All right. Now, these kitchens, the next step of this competition is getting them all clean. I'm sure the parents at home are like, yeah, we hope that we have it all clean, right? That's going to be part of it. What I'm going to do now, though, we're going to take a little time as the competitors start to clean up and move on from all of the incredible amount of work. They've all turned out on time. That's phenomenal. Just being able to keep that time focused throughout the competition, that's incredible work. Incredible work by these students. I hope that you've enjoyed watching at home. What we're going to do is we're going to pause the live stream now, but we're going to come back for the actual award ceremony. That's usually about a half hour, 45 minutes from now. Our judges need to do all the hard work of tasting these incredible dishes. So, wish them luck while they're dealing with that hardship. But before I sign off, I just want to repeat this. These students have done a phenomenal job. They're here. They are seniors in high school. Some of them have come out of technical programs with a lot of training. Some of them have taught themselves, or their families taught them, or their grandparents have taught them, or they've learned in their home kitchens. But all of them have done an incredible, incredible job today. And we are so excited to have them here. They're competing for a scholarship to Walnut Hill College. These are all admitted students for the fall 2026 start. It's incredible. If you're a young person looking at this and saying, I can do this, we want you to. Whether it's here at Walnut Hill College or overall, the hospitality industry is a phenomenal place for you to grow, learn, and develop your skills. And we love having these students here. And we loved having you watch us here at home. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the families that have supported these students throughout this process. We know it's been stressful. We know how much work that goes into this. And the output was phenomenal across the board. Thank you so much for being with us, and we hope that you enjoyed it.